I recently took a trip to Maui, Hawaii, and I needed to find some wheels to get around the island. I decided to break away from my typical trend of renting from a huge corporation, something like Budget or National or Enterprise, and instead I Googled and found a small local company that offered a budget option. The results were absolutely fantastic. I spent 9 very eventful days on the island. I had a great rental car, and I saved a bunch of money to boot. In this video, I want to introduce you to my new favorite rental car company called Manaloha Rent A Car, and I also want to give you a quick preview of my trip. So this is going to be kind of like a review video. A quick little disclaimer here, I'm not being paid by anybody to make this video. I am simply a very happy customer, and I want to help you save money on your next trip to Maui. First things first, if you're looking for a very exotic sports car to rent to get around, this review is not going to be very helpful for you. On the other hand, if like me, you don't really care what you drive as long as it works and gets you places, and you want to save heaps of dough, then stick around because this video is going to be very helpful for you. Let me walk you through how everything went down. So I flew to Hawaii and I touched down in Kahului, and picking up the rental car was absolutely a dream. I walked out of the airport, crossed the street, walked into the parking lot, went to lot E, and my rental car was there waiting for me with a key that was secured in a safe place. So all I had to do was grab the key, throw my luggage in the back, and bam, I'm in the car. So in other words, picking up my car was absolutely a dream. There were no lines to wait in. There were no people to talk to. Within minutes, I retrieved my vehicle and I was on the road. Picture this. You borrow a car from a friend and your friend is courteous enough to clean out the car before he gives it to you. His car isn't new, it's a few years old, but it's still clean, well kept, and gets you where you want to go. If you can picture that, you pretty much get a good idea of what this rental car company is all about. This company was started in 1998 by a dude named Sergio. Aloha! Yes, we have similar names. Sergio's mission was to cater to surfers and other budget travelers and help them experience Maui for less. So he acquired a small fleet of vehicles and he started renting them out, basically to friends first, and then, as word got out, to other people. Presently, he has about 100 vehicles. He offers everything from trucks to SUVs to sedans, and he has a lot of good makes and models made by Honda, made by Toyota. Once again, he's able to reduce the cost to the consumer because his vehicles are older, they're not brand new, so less cost to him translates to less cost to me, to you. I rented a Dodge Caravan for 9 days, and my bill came out to $340. To give you some perspective, my brother was on the island around the same time. He rented a small SUV and he paid over double what I paid. He paid $700 and something for a car that was basically the same as what I got. In fact, it was a little bit smaller. Mind you, both our cars were very clean, they were well kept, and they drove very nicely, got us where we needed to go. In fact, had nobody told me that the van I rented was an older vehicle, I never would have even known. So there you go. Okay, so now that you know the specifics of what they offer, I want to talk about why I got the van that I got, because I think it's going to be helpful for you as well. I rented a Dodge Caravan, and newer Dodge Caravans have these awesome seat configurations where you can fold up all the seats into the floor completely. So all the seats disappear, and this gives you a ton of room for all kinds of different things. You could put stuff in the back of the van, you could do yoga back there, you could securely store a paddle board, you could even sleep back there. In fact, the weather on Maui while I was there completely sucked, and I was staying in a tent the first couple nights. I got completely rained out by monsoons, and I ended up climbing in the van and sleeping in it. I was safe and sound and comfortable, and so that too saved me from having to go to a hotel. Overall, the car performed beautifully and had 0 issues. I explored the crap out of the island and drove nearly 1,000 miles while I was there. I did things like I went on various surf missions, adventured to waterfalls, explored beaches, lots and lots of beaches. I cautiously climbed a cliff's edges and I jumped off. I drove to the top of Haleakala where I didn't see anything because it was raining. I traveled the windy, narrow roads to Hana. A word of caution here, Maui has some very treacherous roads that are not for the faint of heart, and some of those roads, driving on them is not insured by any rental car company. So I was a very bad boy, I decided to risk it. But it's probably a good idea to research where you're going to go and where you're not going to go so that you can make a good educated decision and, not get into any sticky situations. Lastly, on my trip, I visited a stellar blowhole and I almost watched a hippie fall into it. In summary, I had an epic vacation and I can't wait to go back. For those that are interested in renting a car from the same place that I got mine, I've put the details to Manaloha Rent A Car below the video in the description. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful.